the show begin. Next generation for the win. We're going all in. All together now, let's begin. Let the show begin.
So we're here in the WiT Studio with Jon Owen, CEO of GoCity. Jon, thank you so much for being here.
Nice to be here. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I wanted to start off by asking you about something that's been on my mind, right? So the attraction industry is going through sort of technological overhaul. How is GoCity riding that wave and capitalizing on that opportunity?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I definitely agree with the premise. It is going through an overhaul. I think what we offer customers is attraction passes to destinations. Mm-hmm. And the premise and the promise we make to our customers is save more, see more, and always easy. And we've been doing that for a number of years. Mm-hmm. The way we have to deliver that has now changed as a result of the changing in attraction ticketing that you're referring to.
Right.
So we're investing behind the scenes with connectivity. We've got a program called Direct Connect, which is making sure that our customers can access the attractions really seamlessly. We're also investing in the front end technology, the app and the site. So we bring our products to customers more effectively and sell more, but also we deliver a better experience in market through the app by making sure particularly that the reservation journey is easy. So as you know, in the attraction sector, attractions have moved to reservation requirements.
Right.
We need to make that as easy as possible through our app so customers can make a reservation, cancel, and make that whole process as seamless as possible.
Right. And you mentioned that you've been doing this for some time, 25 years to be exact, GoCity, right?
Yeah. It's the Silver Jubilee of the London Pass this year.
Silver Jubilee. Could you reflect on the company's growth?
Yeah.
And how it's continuously finding a niche in today's travel culture?
So I think I'll start with the second question.
Right.
It's quite interesting because we were thinking about this as we thought about the 25th anniversary. The proposition that we have and the promise to our customers actually has remained pretty constant, which is see everything there is to see in a destination and save a bunch of money while doing it and have the best time. So we like to say we help customers have the best city break they've ever had.
Right.
The technology that we need to do that has changed entirely. So it's gone from being kind of books and key cards and smart cards and a kind of patched together system like that at the start to now being entirely app-based. So the technology to underpin that same promise has what's evolved.
Right. And 25 years in tech is a long time.
And actually more recently, over the last 3 or 4 years, we've rebuilt everything again. We've kind of got an entirely new platform. COVID was not the finest hour for the travel industry, as we know.
Sure.
It actually came at quite a nice time for us in one way, in that we had some time to really progress the building of that entirely new platform.
Right.
So now we're in a place where we can add features into the app, in a really quick way, which is what you want from your technology stack.
Flexibility.
Yeah, exactly. And we can switch on new features pretty quickly. We can kind of test stuff. We can do A/B tests in the app and see what customers like and what they don't like, and then, progress with those things they do like and that help them have a better trip.
Right. So give it more fluidity, more dynamic in the long run.
Yeah, and it's one of those, it's really interesting. So I've spent a lot of time building our technology team and working with our team on how we go about it. It's one of those things where the complexity behind the scenes is quite high, but the customer interface is really simple. And so the customer presses that button of, I'll reserve that attraction or I'll cancel that booking.
Right.
And actually behind the scenes, there's a whole bunch of information whizzing around the wires to different platforms and different vendors, but we all need to try to make that customer journey as simple as possible.
Right, because you don't want them to be privy to the back end stuff.
No,
the stuff they shouldn't see. Right,
it's like the image of the swan gliding serenely on the water with the legs working furiously underneath.
Exactly. What do you think is the influence of GoCity, like as an attraction pass platform on travel and tourism, like as in the influence on tourism and sales for sort of smaller attractions that want to be seen?
So it's, 2 or 3 things, I think. I think the first thing is we play a really important role for the sector as a whole. So not necessarily if I'm speaking to any one attraction, but if I look at our impact on New York or London or Singapore, our big destinations, we encourage very high visitation of attractions. So we play a really good role for the sector. Like when a customer visits London, on one of our products, they typically visit 9 or 10 paid attractions. The average visitor to London might visit 2 or 3. So we encourage people and help people to visit more and spend more time seeing all the great things these cities have to offer. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we spread that around. So rather than just doing the 1 or 2 blockbuster things, our customers tend to do as I say, 9 or 10 things, and a mixture of kind of the big blockbuster items, but also some off the beaten track things.
Right.
So that's quite good. And to those off the beaten track attractions, we're often a very, very major sales channel for them. So we had some partner drinks, a drinks event in Paris fairly recently with some of our attraction partners.
Mm-hmm.
And we have played a very meaningful role in the growth of those businesses. They were thanking the team at GoCity for helping kind of them to grow their businesses and create some great experiences through the volume we're able to help them with.
Right. And it's so interesting that you say that, because it's also like a psychological thing that when you can do 8 things, you want to do 8 things and you don't want to leave one of them out. Like, if you have it in the pass.
And we look at the customer happiness and the satisfaction with doing the different things on the pass. Mm-hmm. And customers, of course, they want to do the big things, right? If you go to New York for the first time, you want to see the Statue of Liberty. Yeah. You want to go to the Empire State Building. Of course you do. And those are great attractions. But we find really high satisfaction and enjoyment of the off the beaten track stuff as well. And we often get customer feedback that says, I would never have done that if it wasn't easy to do and I could easily find it on the pass.
Right.
An example is a walking tour in Brooklyn that we do that customers love it. It's a great little business. It's operated by a really characterful tour guide, and customers enjoy that experience a lot. And so we bring that combination.
Right. Can you share how customer insights have sort of influenced key business decisions in the company, and how GoCity sort of adapts to these evolving preferences and demands and needs and so on?
We're essentially a technology business, and the blessing and the curse of being a technology business is you get instant feedback all the time on everything you do. And so in a whole variety of different ways. So we look at pricing, we change a price and we can see a change in our volumes. We've got a price sensitive product because one of the things we deliver to customers is savings. So we get very immediate customer feedback on that. Right. Similarly with sort of A/B testing and feature testing in the app and on the website, we just spend a lot of time researching with customers in a sort of qualitative way what sort of features they might want or what problems they have and how to solve it. And then we launch A/B tests, and we do a lot of A/B tests at scale, looking at different variants and how, which one is better for conversion, which one gives better customer satisfaction, and then rolling out that version. So we do a lot of at scale real-time testing on our live site. That's probably the main thing we do, with some design work and qualitative testing in the background.
Right. As someone who's passionate about rewilding and biodiversity, how do you incorporate sustainability at GoCity? Yeah.
So we're not fundamentally a big operator. We are a technology platform. We essentially give our customers an app that gets them into the best attractions and help them find and locate it. So we don't have huge kind of carbon commitments ourselves. We don't run any transport or travel, and we don't run any physical attractions. What we do is enable customers to see the destination with no paper, no tickets, it's just an app. So it's very lightweight from that perspective. And then from a corporate perspective, we spend a lot of time in our own office making sure that, that we do the good sustainability practices, a lot of recycling. We work with different businesses that have different ESG promises in terms of everything from our coffee delivery to our energy supply, that sort of thing.
Right. What would you say is the biggest takeaway that you've gained from operations at GoCity in 2024? One key lesson, one takeaway that you will use to sort of guide you in the coming year in 2025?
Can I have 2?
Sure, go for 3.
I think there's 2 different aspects of our business. So it's a really interesting industry. The first would be the importance of relationships. So we've got an incredible destinations team that work with our attraction partners across the world and find new experiences to bring onto our passes. And in the post-COVID period, the importance of those long-standing business relationships with a lot of our valued partners have been massive. COVID was a time where relationships were thrown in the air, and the as I say, the long-standing human relationships we had with those attractions, as well as the success we've had commercially, have really helped stand us in good stead. So we put a lot of time into that, and rightly so. Right. The second thing is, as a technology business, the work and the time we've put into rescaling our platform have been so worthwhile that we're now able, as I talked about, to kind of do all the iteration of our customer proposition and to change features in the app and to bring new features to life. Right. And that I guess the lesson is both kind of make sure your technology stack's in a good shape, but also the value of having a plan and sticking to that plan, even when times were tough, sticking to that plan and knowing the value in rebuilding that platform to give you that future asset to bring it ever more experiences to customers. That was a good lesson.
Right. You mentioned good relationships, and something just came to mind. Like, what makes a good partnership, you think?
So
Key factors.
Yeah. So for our model, we have a good net rate, good from our side, with the partners, right? And so we have to justify that. And we justify it in terms of customer volume, and particularly incremental customer volume. But we're also starting to do quite a lot of interesting things with attractions. So I'll give you one example. Because of the nature of our product, we get a ping whenever a customer scans into an attraction. So we know the moment someone goes to an attraction. And one thing we're doing, for example, with the One World Observatory in New York, is when a customer goes in and they're over the age of 21, we give them the opportunity to buy a GoCity themed cocktail from the One World Observatory bar. And it's a little detail that actually really helps kind of cement that partnership, because we've got an ability to A, drive the volume to the attraction, but B, then help them upsell and get customers to go and visit their bar. The customer gets a great experience. It's an amazing view from there. They get a nice cocktail. The bar gets some extra traffic. And it's one of those things that brings benefit to our customers, to our business, and to the attraction partner.
Right. And there's so much synergy in that partnership.
And there's plenty more of that to go. So there's lots of, it doesn't have to be a food upgrade. It could be certain attractions have a premium offer. So for example, a VIP area or something like that. And when there's availability of that, we can help upsell customers to that. Again, good for the customer, makes it really easy to buy, and good for the attraction partner.
Right. So with the rise of remote work, there's a lot of discourse around remote work, hybrid work, going back to the office, staying at home. The concept of city breaks have evolved, right, over time. How do you see that concept evolving further, and what role does GoCity play in sort of shaping the future of urban exploration? Because these passes help them to explore urban cityscapes and a lot of places that are sort of, I want to say not nature driven, but are very city driven instead. So what role does the company play there?
Well, hopefully we help customers to explore some of the world's best destinations. As I said earlier, we've got the customer promise of see more, save more, and always easy. It's just relevant, right? Wherever you're going, you want to know what there is to do, all of the famous things and the less famous things, and make it really easy to plan and do a visit. In terms of remote work, I think, firstly, from a GoCity perspective, one of the benefits we offer our colleagues is the ability to work from anywhere for 1 month a year. So actually, we fully support that remote work view. We're currently a hybrid model. We have colleagues in the office for 2 or 3 days a week and working from home for 2 or 3 days a week, but also then being able to work from anywhere for a month a year. And that helps and some of our colleagues, including some of our senior colleagues, our C-suite colleagues, have used that this year and gone and lived in another destination and had a chance to explore another destination. So that's a great perk. I've done it myself. I went to Geneva in between snowboarding trips and did a few days work from Geneva. So it's a perk that everyone uses, and that's great from a colleague perspective. In terms of the impact of remote work on city travel, I think we're starting to see, there's some awful acronyms, which I won't say, but we're starting to see this blend of a kind of business trip with a couple of days where the family might join, or a business trip where the individual themselves might stay on for a day or two and see a city. And so some of our shorter duration passes, or our Explorer products where you can do 3 attractions, tack on quite nicely to the end of a trip like that.
Right. My final question, Jon, would be, what does next generation mean to you? That's the theme for the year at WiT. What does it mean to you?
Yeah. I guess the most obvious interpretation of that theme is technology, and specifically AI. So there's a few ways we're starting to use AI in our business. I don't think we are kind of at the absolute bleeding edge, but we're quite advanced in using it in a few ways. So we're using it with our GoBot. It's our nice, cheeky character who helps customers with automated AI-driven service. So we've fed it a list of kind of pass rules and customer service policies. And so now in real time, customers can get kind of a really helpful guide to how to use the product and how to explore a city and things like that. So we're using AI there. We're also using it in areas like content generation. We're starting to use it in helping engineer code efficiency, things like that. So there's a first interpretation of the question, which is next generation of AI. Where that might go in 3 years, who knows? I mean,
who knows?
It's changing so quickly. I think all you can do as a business leader is embrace now and be agile in terms of the lowercase agile, in terms of how you think about using that technology and being open-minded to how it might help you in future. I think next generation in terms of the population, like the post-millennial generation, I think for us, we see actually quite consistent usage of our products between generations. The same benefits are true, and the kind of the value they find in a product's high. We have quite high NPS scores, and that's true across age groups. The difference with the younger generation, I think, is where they find out about us. So previously, it might entirely have been a Google environment, tricks like SEO and using paid search effectively to bring your product to the attention of customers.
Keywords and all that stuff.
All that sort of stuff, exactly. That's changing. It's not changing, flipping overnight, but progressively new search environments like TikTok and Instagram, the role of influencers, and there's a slightly broader ecosystem emerging. It's not new news, but the importance of it in commercial searching for products is increasing. And so we're essentially broadening our playbook, working with influencers, working a lot more on some of the paid social channels, trying to create like really engaging video content for the 10, 20-second slots, be it YouTube, be it TikTok, to help that next generation of travelers find and enjoy our products.
Right. Fantastic. Jon, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for yours.
They're ready now. Let the show begin. Next generation for the win. We're going all in. Take center stage now. Let's begin. Let the show